God.
Oh my God. What does that even mean?
I just want someone that's always gonna love me, no matter what. Someone that's gonna hold my hand and never let it go.
I feel like I'm dying.
She gotta be special though. She gonna be my legacy.
What do you...
I'm not saying I didn't do nothing wrong, but now I'm doing it right. That's all we saying, dog. Cash Money, Baby said in one of his new songs, fuck how we used to be, now we how we need to be. You know what I mean? That's all we saying, dog.
I'm tired of being the bigger man. My grandfather said, boy, if you got to keep always being the bigger man, you're hanging around with too many small damn people. I'm not finna be the bigger man. I'm not going to let you keep taking your shots at me and I turn the other cheek. That's in the Bible. I ain't in there. I'm going to put some on you. Tired of being the...
Do you ever see Nate Diaz when they go, hey, were you ever bullied as a kid?
The bullying, the picking, did that happen to you as a kid? And is that why you don't tolerate it? Okay.
Hell no.
And he just looks and he goes, no, I had a big brother.
That never happened to you?
No, I have a big brother, man.
And you're like, and your heart swells and you go, fuck, yes.
And his big brother was Nick Diaz.
Nick fucking Diaz.
Many men, many men wish death on me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on many men. Many men wish death on me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on.
She's a good kid, this girl.
I don't know, I just met her yesterday, but I hope so.
Oh, here's what you do. Tomorrow you borrow my car.
You don't lend anybody a car.
You borrow my car, and then you give her the test.
What, the Mario test?
Mario's a fucking psycho. What do you listen to this kid for? You give her my test, you give her the door test.
What's the door test?
All right, listen to me. You pull her right where she is, right? Before you get out of the car, you lock both doors. Then you get out of the car, you walk over to her. You bring her over to the car. You take out the key, put in the lock, open the door for her. Then you let her get in. Then you close the door for her. Then you walk around the back of the car and you look through the rear window. If she doesn't reach over, lift up that button for you so you can get in, dump her.
Just like that?
Listen to me, kid. If she doesn't reach over, lift up that button for you so you can get in. That means she's a selfish broad, and all you're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. You dump her, and you dump her fast.
Yeah, what about all the beautiful things you just told me, though? Do what my heart tells me to do. It's all that matters. Find someone to pull into myself. I mean, hey, this could be one of the great ones.
Bullshit, kid. The door test, that's what counts. You dump her, and you dump her fast.
Dump her?
Dump her. She's a good kid, this girl.
What's this?
What's what, Dad?
Where'd you get this? Your mother found this behind your drawer.
It's money that I've been saving, Dad.
$600 you've been saving? What'd you become a brain surgeon overnight, son?
Tell your father where you got the money. Dad, I worked for it.
Doing what?
Things.
Things? What do you mean, things? We can't accept that.
I didn't give it to you. I gave it to your son. He worked for me.
That's right, my son. And I don't want my son involved in what goes on here.
Don't you see how I treat that kid? I treat that kid like he's my son.
He ain't your son. He's my son.
He's what?
He's my son.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
I'm not afraid of you. I know who you are, Sonny. I know what you're capable of, and I would never step. I could ask anybody to step me, but this time you're wrong. You don't fool with a man's family. This is my son, not yours.
What are you gonna do? Fight
You
me?
stay away from my
Get
son.
out of here before I give you a fucking slap.
You just stay away from my son.
Go ahead.
I don't care who you are. You stay away from my son.
How could you do that, Dad? It was my money.
That's bad money. I don't want you to have that money.
Dad, I earned that money.
I said I
It's my
want
money.
you to stay away from him.
Dad, please listen to me.
I said you stay away from him.
Dad, listen to me.
Did you hear what I said? You stay away from him.
Sonny was right. The worker man he's a sucker, Dad. He's a sucker.
He's wrong. It don't take much strength to pull a trigger, but try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is The tough guy. Your father's the tough guy.
Everybody loves him, just like everybody loves you in the box. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same. People don't love him. They fear him. There's a difference. What's this?
What's that?
Do not fear death. Death is always at our side. When we show fear, it jumps at us faster than light. But if we do not show fear, it casts its eye upon us gently, and then guides us into infinity. Do not fear death. Death is always at our side. When we show fear, it jumps at us faster than light. But if we do not show fear, it casts its eye upon us gently, and then guides us into infinity.
This ain't like me. I don't usually go this quick. Yeah, but I'm going after. This ain't like me. I don't usually go this quick. Yeah, but
I used to think that nothing gets better and some of us are only destined for pain. But I was wrong. Things do get better, and that is all I hold on to now. The tiniest glimmer of hope, the fact that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And no matter what anyone says, time is the biggest healer. Believe me, it is. And even if things don't get better, I know that I will have gained the strength to deal with them over time, and that is still progress.
It's during the toughest times of your life that you'll get to see the true colors of the people who say they care about you. Notice who sticks around and who doesn't, and be grateful to those of you, for they have given you the room to grow in the space they abandoned, and the awareness to appreciate the people who loved you when you didn't feel lovable. Bottom line, be okay with giving the gift of your absence to those who do not appreciate and respect your presence. It's during the time.
If you find yourself falling in love because someone brings laughter into your life, what happens when their jokes no longer amuse you? If you fall in love because of someone's beauty, how will your feelings endure when the relentless march of time erodes that beauty? And if your love is anchored in the financial security someone provides, what will happen if their wealth evaporates? True love, in its purest form, transcends all conditions and superficial reasons. When you genuinely love someone, you stop seeking reasons and explanations for your affection. It's a love that sees beyond humor, beauty, or wealth. This kind of love is unwavering and unconditional, not tethered to the changing tides of circumstance or appearance. If you find yourself...
I'm paradoxical. I like to be happy, but I think about sad things all the time. I don't really like myself, but I love the person I've become. I say I don't care, but I just care too much, deep into my bones. I crave attention, yet I reject everything that comes my way. I healed people, but I broke my own heart trying to fix them. I love to listen, but I never tell them what's inside me. A living contradiction. That's what I am.
According to psychology, the biggest problem for overthinkers is that when they get too attached to someone, their entire mood depends on how the other person responds to them. They are so attuned to other people's emotions that they can notice the slightest change in someone's behavior. Learn to regulate your emotions. If you are being controlled by your own emotions, you will end up hurting either yourself or them in the end. So if you love an overthinker, there are things you need to know. Their neediness isn't simply neediness, it's fear. I promise you, no one is more tired by their overactive mind than they are. They live with it every day and wish they could live life without the dozen hypotheticals invading each moment. But they can't. It's sometimes difficult to see, but there is beauty in overthinking. Those people who are most afraid to hurt are also the ones who love the most. If you love an overthinker, you should appreciate that. Be there for them. Tell them you're not going away. Reassure them. They are still learning to trust. They're learning to let go of their fears, because the one before you walked away after love got a little hard. They are fighting every day to win the biggest battle, the battle against their own mind.
Disrespect to what y'all got going on.
I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Sometimes nights I just cry like a motherfucker. That's the honest to God truth.
You know, I'd be lying to you to tell you that I didn't have days where it just got extremely heavy. You know, you kind of just shut down and take a moment to yourself to kind of regroup.
I'm trying to do my best, you know, and I think the weight, try to live up to everybody's perfect expectation of me has been really, really heavy for a long time. I ain't gonna lie, I'm going through a lot of shit right now. I'm going through a lot of shit, bro. I'm going through a lot of shit, bro. I feel like I can't take this shit no more.
Disrespect to what y'all.
Being the best isn't all it's cracked up to be. When you have power, you become arrogant and isolated from the world. No matter how coveted and sought after you are in the beginning. But with us it's different, because you and I are flesh and blood. I'm always going to be there for you, even if it's only as an obstacle for you to overcome. Even if you do hate me. That's what big brothers are for. Being the best isn't all it's cracked up to be.
I promised someone that I loved very much that I would never go back to being that person. But for you, I'm going to make an exception. You asked me what I saw when I looked at you. What do you see when you look at me?
I think my love for being alone stems from knowing that if I'm alone, then no one is around to disturb me or alter any of my emotions. Everything is up to me. No one is there to misunderstand me, judge me, and so on. It's peaceful. A peace I don't feel often with other humans. I think my love for being alone stems from...
The loneliest people are the kindest.
The saddest people smile the brightest.
The most damaged people are the wisest.
All because they don't wish to see anyone else suffer the way they did.
The loneliest people are the kind.
We don't fall in love with people because they're good people. We fall in love with people whose darkness we recognize. You can fall in love with a person for all of the right reasons, but that kind of love can still fall apart. But when you fall in love with a person because your monsters have found a home in them, that's the kind of love that owns your skin and bones. I worry there is something broken in our generation. There are too many unhappy faces. We are made of all those who have built and broken us. We don't fall in love with...
See, some of you young people ain't got no parents to teach you nothing, so I teach you. Don't let your parents have to tell you boys take out the trash. You live there, you see it, do it. Don't let your parents have to tell you daughters and boys wash the dishes. You see them, do it. Don't let them have to tell you to do nothing in the house. You see it needs to be done, do it. You living there free. You don't have to pay no bills, no light, no electric, no gas, no water. See, it's a whole different thing when you get on your own. Keep your room clean. Your mother shouldn't put out an APB to find her son because her room's so dirty he can't find him. If you disagree with your mother, don't ever backtalk it. Your mother or father should never have to tell you, lower your voice. It may not be too loud to you, but it's their ears. It is their ears that's determine what's respectable, what's not respectable. Giving your mother some money which contribute to your house stay shows and demonstrate your appreciation and shows responsibility. Your mother should never have to ask you. You should do it willingly. Do it gladly. See, some of you young...
Ay, papaya de Celaya. Ay, papantla, tus hijos vuelan. ¡Vámonos, perras! Ay, papaya de Celaya.
You don't need enemies. Compete against you. Once you compete against you, you're gonna always win. Because you trying to get better every day. So you in competition all the time. Them enemies over there take you off your course. Now you start thinking like them, you start doing goofy shit like them, and now you not you. Long as you remain you, and you competing with you every day, you gonna get better. You gonna get great, you gonna master you. You don't need enemies.
And so the question remains, and I ask people all the time, where are you when it goes south, man? Not when you get what you want. We know when the sun's shining and you get what you want, you're gonna smile. But when you don't get what you want, when it doesn't go the way you want it to, even if it affects and impacts you on a physical level, who are you? Because that's the person that your kids are gonna learn from. That's the person that your parents raised. That's the person that will go out and either positively or negatively affect and impact the world. And so the question remains, and I ask people all.
Maybe a man is better when he's a dangerous man who's being good than he would be if he was just a good man who wasn't capable of being dangerous. And I believe that because the best men that I've ever met are very dangerous men. You don't mess with them. Maybe a man is better.
You have to be crazy enough to think that it's possible. That's how you fucking do something worthwhile. That's how you beat the fucking odds. You have to believe it's possible. You have to be.
I'll never love anybody the way that I loved you. It's a fact. With you, breaking up was just never on the table. It's never even occurred to me. So it's just different, entirely different kind of love. I remember someone said it was like a piece of tape that you rip off and try to reapply. It'll stick again, maybe, but it's never going to be like the first time. I'll never love anybody the way that I loved you.